This deck is so spicy. We're playing Bomberman combo in Legacy featuring Auriok Salvagers, Gyruda, Goblin Engineer, and Phyrexian Devourer. This is nuts. Let's go check it out. Here we go. Legacy Gyruda Bomberman combo. Well, what is Gyruda? It was originally a boogeyman of the format back when the companion rule wasn't changed yet. But in this deck, it's kind of free to play because all of our spells are even mana value. And then from there, it's a mill effect to help us find Walking Ballista or another combo piece to finish the game. We're not copying Gyruda like other combo decks that might play it. This is just a mill 4 effect in this strategy. So what is Bomberman? It is actually the card Auriok Salvagers, and then back in the day you would play Pyrite Spellbomb. We're not playing Pyrite Spellbomb anymore, but the idea is that you make infinite mana with Lion's Eye Diamond because Lion's Eye Diamond makes 3 mana. Auriok Salvagers returns the Lion's Eye Diamond for 2 mana. So with every loop you make 1 mana, and then eventually you play a Walking Ballista and ping your opponent for infinite damage. Alternatively, the newer combo in this deck is that we have Goblin Engineer, and when it enters the battlefield, you can search your library for any artifact, put it to the graveyard, and then you can pay a red and sacrifice an artifact to weld in another artifact with mana value 3 or less. So you can put Phyrexian Devourer to the graveyard even though it costs more than 3. From there, you have Agatha's Soul Cauldron, you then exile the Phyrexian Devourer, you put the counter on your Goblin Engineer, and now your Goblin Engineer has the ability of Devour and can attack for 20 plus damage. So that's pretty sweet. We have Defense Grid to protect us because it works with Gyruda. We also have Karn the Great Creator, my least favorite card in all of Magic the Gathering, but it works pretty well in this deck, getting a sideboard copy of Lion's Eye Diamond, Walking Ballista, or locking your opponent out with the Mycosynth Lattice. Additionally, we can make our opponent lose infinite life with Cut to Ribbons. It's another win condition alongside Walking Ballista. That's the strategy. That's what I've got for you today. Let me know what you think of this deck in the comment section down below. But for now, we're going to head on into match number 1. I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicswarm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicswarm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first match. We've won the die roll, and we're going to begin by revealing our companion, Gyruda. Okay, no lands. Unfortunately, we cannot keep this. We have to mulligan. Alright, so we have double Salvagers. I don't know how much I love that, but is it better than going to 5? I think we should probably go to 5. This hand just doesn't really play Magic, and this is likely better, so we'll keep this. This is a Lion's Eye Diamond away from greatness. Keep, we'll put the City of Traders on the bottom and the bridge. Okay, we'll play Ancient Tomb and Defense Grid. That resolves, we'll pass the turn. Sandstone Needle. Uh-oh, not a Defense Grid matchup. Take a draw. Alright, so we are 1 mana away from winning this game. I'm going to play the Walking Ballista for 1. Had I known our opponent wasn't a Defense Grid matchup, I would not have left it open. It looks like we're likely facing the Mississippi River deck. There's a Crystal Vein. Uh-oh. And they have the turn 2. We need them to fizzle. Okay, it's not likely going to happen from here. We're definitely in trouble. They Tybalt's Trickery. We need them to hit another Tybalt's Trickery. But even so, they can counter, and they have the Emrakul. A quick game number 1. Brutal. I don't even know if our... I guess we have Containment... No, Containment Priest actually doesn't do anything. Because with the way that this deck works, they are casting the spells. I guess I could bring in Goblin Crater Maker instead of Defense Grid, because it can blow up an Emrakul. Yikes. I'll leave in 1 Defense Grid, I suppose. It can't hurt. Game number 2, we're on the play again, revealing our Gyruda. So we have a turn 1 Engineer. This is a turn 2 win if I can rip a untapped red land. Actually, it doesn't even need to be a red land. It could be a colorless land. Is this better than a mulligan? Any untapped land. I'm going to try it. It might bite me in the butt here. Any untapped land wins, though, so we're going to go for it. Urza Saga. We'll play Lotus Petal. And Goblin Engineer. Yes, I'd like to search. We'll grab the Phyrexian Devourer. Pass the turn. Okay, they play a Dwarven Ruins. And we hit the Ancient Tomb. Beautiful. We'll play Ancient Tomb and Agatha's Soul Cauldron. And our opponent concedes! So the plan here is you exile the Devourer, and then the Goblin Engineer gets a counter and the abilities. So you just exile 20 mana value worth of spells and attack for lethal. Alright, going to game 3, we're on the draw. I think we just resubmit. I don't think there's a card we could board in here that's actually impactful. Leyline of the Void does not matter against them. And with Containment Priest, they're always casting the spells. So I don't think it makes sense to bring in a 2/2 Grizzly Bear when Goblin Crater Maker could kill an Emrakul. Okay, so we've opened up a hand that's a lot of mana, but it doesn't really do anything. Our opponent kept 7. That is terrifying. This is a turn 3. That doesn't, and that's, I mean, I think a turn 3 on the draw is just too slow. I guess we keep this. I'm not really sure what else we're supposed to do here. We'll bottom 1 City of Traders and the Plateau. Turn 1 Dwarven Ruins. Cavern of Souls doesn't really help us much here. We'll play Urza's Saga. And a Lotus Petal past the turn. They have City of Traders, so a Throes of Chaos here would be very good for them. And there it is. Okay. They have found the Tybalt's Trickery, and they hit Creative Technique into a Tali. They can cast My Lion's Eye Diamond, and then whatever they revealed. Okay, so they played the Lion's Eye Diamond plus call forth the Tempest. They Creative Technique. We'll play our Walking Ballista just to get it in the graveyard. And I'm pretty confident that I'm dead here. They Tybalt's Trickery and hit Emrakul. So that is the match. Alright, so I'm not going to sit here any further. It's just a waste of time. We got crushed in match number 1, but there's still 4 more rounds to go. Let's see if we can win those. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 2, we're on the draw. We've opened up a Goblin Engineer. This hand is kind of like, you have half of the Engineer combo. You don't have any of the Bomberman combo outside of Urza's Saga. I'm not crazy about this hand. I mean, if they're on a blue deck, this hand is actually fairly decent, though. We'll try it, instead of me just mulliganing aggressively in the blind. Turn 1 Island, Ornithopter. Okay. So they're likely on ninjas. We'll play an Urza's Saga and a Lotus Petal. Pass the turn. Our opponent plays a Prismatic Vista, picking up a basic swamp. They attack with their Ornithopter. Incoming Nijitsu creature. They play an Ingenious Infiltrator. Okay. So they'll draw a card here. Ornithopter is back. Auriok Salvagers. So that's a theoretical win on our next turn. We'll play out Mox Opal. Ancient Tomb. And I think I'm good to pass the turn here. Misty Rainforest. They pick up an island. Back to basics. Okay. They do not attack. I think attacking probably would have... I mean, when you have a back to basics in play, it forces me to make a decision. Karn the Great Creator. Okay. So, we are going to search for Lion's Eye Diamond. We'll play Cavern of Souls. We'll name Human. That for white. Auriok Salvagers. Cannot be countered. We'll add red mana here. We'll play the Mox Opal. We'll add red mana again. Or I guess it doesn't matter. Goblin Engineer. So this would get Walking Ballista, which would be lethal, assuming that this resolves. And the Force of Will. Okay. I am going to make infinite mana and play Gyruda. Alright, playing Lion's Eye Diamond again, that resolves. And I'm not going to narrate this much further after this, just because it's really tedious, but we're going to make a bunch of mana with this Auriok Salvagers. Alright, we've made enough to cast the Gyruda, so I will put Gyruda to hand. And now we'll play Gyruda. Alright, and now we'll each mill 4. And I mill the Walking Ballista. I guess I'll grab Goblin Engineer. So we have the win. I'll grab another Walking Ballista, I guess. And now I just need to click a lot and then make 40 mana with Walking Ballista. Sorry, or with Diamond. Alright, our opponent says they're going to concede, but I'm just going to keep clicking for now to make sure. And they do. That was very kind of them. Alright, so Bomberman gets game 1 over Ninjas. It doesn't look like we have a whole lot to bring in here, so I think you're actually supposed to just resubmit. You could bring in Goblin Crater Maker, but I don't think that's really what the matchup is about. Okay, so we've opened up a hand with Defense Grid, which is good in this matchup. But our hand is really, like, we can't even cast anything. Like, I guess we can cast Lion's Eye Diamonds, but is that even good? I think we're supposed to mulligan. This is definitely better. We will keep... Yeah, I think we put the second grid on the bottom. So I'm looking to draw like an Ancient Tomb here. That would be my best draw. I'd also take Acidia Traders. Turn 1 Ponder. They did not shuffle. Ornithopter. Come on, Ancient Tomb. Another Urza Saga. We'll play Saga. I am not looking at Construct Beatdown at the moment, so I'd rather get my tutor online faster. They brainstorm, so likely no turn 2 Ninja here. Prismatic Vista. Basic Island and a Ponder. Another Brainstorm. Okay. They are digging deep. Another Ornithopter. They have 4 cards in their hand. The Soul Cauldron. Okay. Let's play Defense Grid. And they have Daze. Unfortunate. We have to pass. They replay their land. Null Rod. That is a card that is very good against us. Yikes. Also shuts off my artifact land here. And I was too busy narrating that I didn't even tap my land for mana. That's awkward. Guess we'll grab a Lotus Petal. You know what? We can just go to the next game. It's fine. I'm probably not going to win this one anyway. Alright, I am forced to bring in Goblin Crater Maker now. What does sideboard out? Maybe 1 Cut to Ribbons, a Soul Cauldron, and a Walking Ballista? I guess we can try this. We are on the play for the 3rd game. I think I'm going to keep this. Our opponent got to see how badly Null Rod crushed me, and here we can make sure that our Crater Maker resolves using the Cavernous Souls, so I will lead on turn 1 Defense Grid. Heyo! That happened. Prismatic Vista, Ornithopter, okay. And Brainstorm. Another Cavern. We'll play the Plateau. I go to 16 here. Goblin Crater Maker. I could theoretically hardcast the Gyruda using Cavernous Souls if I draw another blank next turn. They play Polluted Delta, Underground Sea, and another Brainstorm, so they are digging. Goblin Engineer. I think we'll start off by attacking. Swing. We'll play Cavernous Souls. We'll name Demon. Actually, Kraken is cooler. We'll name Kraken. And I don't need to play Gyruda this turn because I can't cast it next turn anyway. So we'll play the Goblin Engineer. And I'll go get an Agatha Soul Cauldron. Because I could theoretically set it up so that way with the Crater Maker, I can turn a bunch of things into Goblin Crater Maker. Back to basics again. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. That hurts. Another Defense Grid. We will attack. I think I'm going to sit on this Cavernous Souls for later. I don't think that playing it out now and picking a creature at random is going to be useful. Creature type at random. Damping Sphere. Okay. So my land's only tapped for 1 mana and they stay tapped. We will attack again. Pass the turn. And it looks... Okay, they're finally going to do something here. No blocks. Urza has entered. Okay. They find a Changeling Outcast. Now would be a great time for some red mana. Nope. I think we might have just lost. We'll attack for 3. I guess there's a world in which I draw a Lion's Eye Diamond, and then we can ribbons for lethal. Our opponent attacks. Ingenious Infiltrator. Yep. This is not good. So they're going to draw 6 cards here, and I lose a bunch of life. Dothy Voidwalker, Polluted Delta, and Brainstorm are the reveals. I'm not even sure if a Lion's Eye Diamond draw gets me there anymore. I could have sacrificed... Actually, no, these are both 3 toughness creatures. I don't think sacrificing Crater Maker to kill a Changeling Outcast is worthwhile. So I can hit them for 3, which brings them to 5. A diamond draw isn't good enough here. Alright, we'll attack for 3, I guess. Tap the city for mana. We'll play a Cavern of Souls named Goblin. Play Goblin Engineer. We'll grab a Lion's Eye Diamond. I'll go to 5, and I think I have to kill the Dothy Voidwalker. Okay. I mean, I'm dead on board. So our opponent has 4 damage, I'm at 5. We know that they have a Brainstorm in hand, so they can set up the Yurko trigger to kill me. Not that they need setup when they have 3 Yurko triggers, but they can make sure that it kills me. And now they swing, and I'll take a bunch of damage here. We'll block the Ingenious Infiltrator, and that's the match. So we are now 0-2. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 3, we're on the draw, and I think that this hand is reasonable enough where I will keep it. Misty Rainforest, okay. Ancient Tomb was a terrific draw. We'll play Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb, and Defense Grid. That resolves. Good to see, good to see. They play Tropical Island. Draw Plateau. I will play City of Traders, and then we'll play Karn the Great Creator. We'll minus the Karn. Oh no. Okay, cancel. Minus Karn, and we'll go grab a Lion's Eye Diamond. Pass the turn. They're going to use Misty Rainforest. They search out Volcanic. Play Basic Forest. Yeah, it is. It's Rhinos. Okay. Sure. I regret to inform you, Rhinos, that you're dead. Another Karn. We'll make some mana here. Play Cavern of Souls. We'll name Human. City's going to die. Make white mana, Auriok Salvagers. Lion's Eye Diamond. We'll play the Soul Cauldron. And our opponent concedes. Nice. I don't believe we're supposed to sideboard versus Rhino, so let's try that again. Game number 2 on the draw, I will keep. Opponent has taken a mulligan. Wooded Foothills, okay. Salvagers. We're a Lion's Eye Diamond away from greatness. Play out this Lotus Petal. Defense Grid. They fetch in response. Looks like a Violent Outburst. And it is. They have 2 cards remaining. Okay, so they're going to have some power here. We have 3 Lion's Eye Diamonds in our deck. They swing for 8, will fall to 10 with an Ancient Tomb in play. Wasteland, brutal. Okay, that's not good. Cut to Ribbons kills a Rhino. We'll play out Saga, and I guess we'll kill a Rhino here. Trying to buy some time. They play Tropical Island, 2 cards in hand. They swing, I'll go to 6. Another Saga. I'll play the Cavern. We'll name Human. Play Walking Ballista. And our hope here is that I draw like a City of Traders. That would be our best draw step, because that means that we have a clean win. They have land. They swing, no block, I'll go to 2. If they have Fire Ice, they have Fire Ice. I can't beat that card anyway. A Violent Outburst here would put me to 1, but that doesn't really matter. And they do. Okay. So, City of Traders or bust here. I guess the Lotus Petal also does it. Mox Opal would also do it. Alright, so I guess we have a number of draws here. Come on, deck pretty please. No. I believe we're dead. Actually, hold on. Hold on. Did we just win? We might have actually just won. I will grab Mox Opal. We'll play the Urza Saga. Goblin Engineer. This gets the, whatever it's called, Phyrexian Devourer. And now we'll play the Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Target the Devourer. Put it on the Walking Ballista. And now we have lethal. Okay, so we're going to make a huge Walking Ballista. Okay. Sweet. We've won a match. We are now 1-2. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Yo dog, I heard you like turn 2 wins, so we're going to keep. Our opponent, Geodude Gyruda, in my mind is a Doomsday player. However, since they've played Doomsday, they've also been playing a lot of Goblins, Moonstompy, things like that. I don't actually know what they're playing today, but I'm going to keep a hand that has the potential to win on turn 2. Okay, our opponent has kept 5 and we're ready to battle. We'll play this Rust Veil Bridge. I won't lie, it's a little embarrassing playing this card, but I understand why it's in the deck. Pass the turn. Opponent on 5. Is it a good 5? Are you playing Mountains today or Underground Seas? Wasteland. They're on Goblins. Classic Goblins. Okay, we'll play City of Traders. How funny would it be if I hit their Muxus with my Gyruda? I would love that. Alright, infinite mana. Alright, so we've returned Lion's Eye Diamond, and I'm going to do this a bunch until I can play the Gyruda. Our opponent said that they will concede based on whatever Gyruda reveals. I appreciate that. Alright, so we're still stuck in the process where we need to make roughly infinite mana. We have enough to play Gyruda, so we will return the Gyruda to our hand, play Gyruda, and we'll see what happens. The demon has entered the battlefield. We did not hit a way to win. I did hit their twin shot sniper. What's funny here is with the Goblin Ringleader, I could hit my, whatever it's called, and then win that way. I wish I made more mana now. Okay, we'll take the Ringleader. And with that ability on the stack, am I supposed to make red mana here? I definitely messed up because I should have made more mana. We'll make red. We did hit the Goblin Engineer, but I can't win until next turn now. Yeah, if I had made more mana, we had the win here. Lesson learned. And the opponent concedes. Nice. I guess I can bring in some copies of Goblin Crater Maker. Containment Priest also seems decent versus the Muxus deck. Board out Defense Grid. Let's board out 1 Soul Cauldron. And maybe 1 Cut to Ribbons. Let's try this. Karn the Great Creator. So this hand I think is a little bit of a trap. Like it just doesn't do anything meaningful in the Goblins matchup. This hand seems good to me. If we can draw a way to turn 1 the Goblin Engineer, this is a turn 2. So we'll keep this and bottom. I think it's just supposed to be the Opal. Well, actually, if I draw a Lion's Eye Diamond. Alright. I think it's the second Ancient Tomb. I mean, Ancient Tomb would allow me to turn 2 the Karn if we don't. But if I draw like a Lion's Eye Diamond or a Lotus Petal, the Opal is better. Goblin Lackey. Yeah. There we go. Oh, Diamond doesn't actually do it here. I did not realize that. Okay, so we'll play the turn 1 Agathas and then pass the turn. They swing for 1. Trash Master. That's not cool. And Battlecry Goblin. Another Diamond. What's the play here? We'll play a Mox Opal. Lion's Eye Diamond. Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, so I could play the Gyruda here. Or I can play Karn into something. So the Lattice doesn't work because there's a Trash Master in play. I think I'm supposed to just play the Gyruda, as crazy as that seems. Put Gyruda to my hand. We'll play Gyruda. They will destroy the Agathas in response. That happens. We did not hit anything off the Gyruda. We have to pass. They play an Aether Vial, a Lotus Petal. I think I'm going to sit on that one. I could have attacked there, but I would lose the race if I did. So I think playing defense with Gyruda is just a little bit better. Crater Maker. Guess we can play the Crater Maker here. Pass the turn. They fetch and draw. So their Vial's on 2. They have 2 cards in hand. Goblin Matron, that's a good one. Sting Scourger, so they can bounce my Gyruda. Okay. They pump their team. I'm dead. I don't think there's a draw that gets me out of this. Oh, it's actually just exact lethal too. Okay. Game 3. Still think I'm good to resubmit. I like leaving the one Agatha's in the sideboard for Karn. Or I could board out a Karn and keep it. Maybe that's better because I think Karn isn't great in this matchup. Alternatively, you could bring in all of the speed and board out the Karns, which I didn't even consider until now. Not sure if that's a right move or not, but it's a choice. So this is turn 2. No, it's not. It's turn 3. I still think we should keep this. They mulligan to 4 and open on Leyline of the Void. Okay. We'll play Basic Mountain past the turn. Alright, no Goblin Lackey. I do enjoy that. Karn the Great Piece of Trash. We will play Cavern of Souls, named Human. I'm going to play the Lion's Eye Diamond now. We saw a Chalice of the Void in game 2. I probably should have played the Diamond on turn 1. Land number 2 and they're passing. I think I might try to lock them out of the game with Karn. We'll minus Karn here. And I'll just grab another copy of Lion's Eye Diamond. Play the Diamond, pass the turn. Munitions Expert. Okay, so this is actually going to stop me from lattice locking them next turn. They swing at my Karn, it goes to 1. And then they twin shot sniper the Karn. Okay, so it is gone. Goblin Crater Maker. We'll play City of Traders. Actually, that might have been a mistake. I don't know. Maybe the Ancient Tomb is better. We'll play the Salvagers and Goblin Crater Maker. Pass the turn. Goblin Lackey a little bit late here. We draw a bridge. I'll play the Plateau. We'll lose the City of Traders. And then we'll make blue. Actually, do I need to? I don't think I need to use that Lion's Eye Diamond. We'll put the Gyruda to hand. Ouch. I go to 14, and now we'll cast the Gyruda. I will grab a Goblin Crater Maker. And now we attack. Who's the beatdown? Hiya. Cavern of Souls. Name Sticker Goblin. You've got... Actually, hold on. I can kill the Name Sticker Goblin here. Odds they roll a 6 is roughly 100%. So we should just kill the Name Sticker. No need to chance them making 6 mana into Moxus. Good draw. Walking Ballista should seal this game here. And then we can make more mana with Lion's Eye Diamond and add a counter onto the Ballista so it lives. And then we'll ping the Lackey, ping the Munitions Expert, and attack for 10. Look at me doing combat stuff. Just because you play combo doesn't mean you shouldn't understand combat math. A long time ago, during the start of my SCG era, I ended up missing out on a top 8 because I was really bad at combat math. And I had True Name Nemesis versus my Empty the Warrens, and I was just like, I'm not really good at this. I'll swing for a certain number. They ended up drawing a Stoneforge Mystic into Umzawa's Jit, and I ended up losing the match. And if I was just better at combat math, I would have won. So I started playing lots of limited so I could get better at combat math. And well, I don't do those sort of things anymore. So math isn't just for people who play fair decks. As a combo player, you should know it too. And we are now 2-2, 1 match left to go. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. We are on the draw in the final round. We've opened up a reasonable hand. I think I'm going to keep this. Misty Rainforest, a Lotus Petal. Uh-oh. We draw Defense Grid. We'll play the Bridge, Lion's Eye Diamond, pass the turn. Tropical Island, and a Brainstorm. They draw and cast Ponder, no fetch land. They shuffle on the Ponder. City of Traders. So we're facing Show and Tell of some sort. Okay. I think we're supposed to put the Salvagers into play here. And we should be able to win through a Force of Will on our turn. They revealed 2 Force of Wills, Couple Lotus Petals. Who would win in a fight? One Atraxa or one Bomber Boy? We'll find out. Defense Grid. So either way, we actually... Like, it doesn't matter if I play the grid or not, because we can't beat double counter regardless. So it's roughly the same. The Force of Will exiling Show and Tell will make 3 white mana. Return Lion's Eye Diamond. We can play through a daze here. Play the Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, that should be enough to win. And the opponent concedes. Thank you to the opponent here. Love that. Alright, so... Containment Priest is probably pretty insane in this matchup. We want those. Cut to Ribbons is probably kind of stinky outside of being exactly lethal, so we'll board those out and try this. On the draw in game number 2, our opponent has kept 7. We have double Defense Grid, which is great. I'm just not sure if it's good versus Sneak and Show. It's a risky hand, but I think I'm going to try it. Tropical Island into Ponder. They did not shuffle on the Ponder. We draw another land. I'll be honest, that was not what I wanted. Play Lotus Petal and Defense Grid. Scalding Turn from the opponent here. And they just pass. Alright, in an awkward spot here, we'll play Urza Saga. Let's put the Gyruda to my hand. Play out Lotus Petal. And we'll pass the turn. And they're going to pass holding open triple Tropical Island. Our Saga will go to the second chapter. Let's attempt another Defense Grid. That resolves. I cannot play Gyruda here, so I'm going to pass. What did you keep? We'll make a construct. And now we'll draw another land. What to do? I think it's probably another construct here. And then we'll grab Lion's Eye Diamond. Play City of Traders. And then we'll attack for 7. They're at 12. And then we'll play the Gyruda. It triggers. Gristlebrand or Walking Ballista? Tough choice. I think I'll take the Gristlebrand. Alright, so let's discard our hand and add 3 white. And then I'll draw 7. Karn the Great Creator. I guess I'll play the Karn. Is there anything in my sideboard that's good here? Not really. Plus the Karn. Pass the turn. Stealing my opponent's Gristlebrand I did not have on my bingo board when I started this league. I thought some crazy stuff would happen, but stealing Gristlebrand was not something I thought of. I love it. It's a lot of fun. They fetch using Misty Rainforest for a 4th tropical island. City of Traders. Is this a Eureka? It is. Okay. Alright. I am officially out of things. Alright, we'll put a Walking Ballista to the graveyard, I guess. And now we're at the mercy of our opponent. They have 3 cards in hand. They have an Omniscience. I can't do anything. If they have the win, they have the win. They Otawara their own Gristlebrand. Okay, that's a nice play. And now they can draw 7 off of the Gristlebrand into Atraxa. They reveal 10 cards. Grafdigger's Cage. None of them are Emrakul, so I'm not actually dead yet. Although I am very likely dead. I will say that. Okay, they're playing tons of spells. Lorien revealed. Another Atraxa. That one does find the Emrakul, and we are dead. So my hit of Gristlebrand off of Gyruda was not good enough. And Eureka wins them game number 2. Okay, we'll have to try it again. The final game of the league, we're on the play. Yeah, I will try this. I think we're supposed to lead on the bridge here. Like, you could lead on City of Traders. It just means that your sequencing for the rest of this game is really awkward. Lotus Petal, sure. Maybe you're actually supposed to lead on Urza Saga, because then you have a tutor for Lion's Eye Diamond on turn 3? I don't know. Grafdigger's Cage. I'm pretty sure Cage doesn't stop Gyruda, because Gyruda exiles the cards. We'll play Defense Grid. I'm also curious why they searched out Basic Forest. They play a Misty, and they're passing. Walking Ballista. So I guess if I had played the Saga on 1, we could be looking at a turn 3 here, but it's a turn 3 into their stuff. Well, minus the Karn. Go grab a Lion's Eye Diamond. Play the diamond. And then we'll pass. Ancient Tomb. So they can pay for defense grid. I don't love that. We draw the Soul Cauldron. That actually is insanely good here. See what they're up to. Because that turns the Walking Ballista into both the win condition and the Auriok Salvagers. They search for a snow-covered island. We'll grab another Lion's Eye Diamond. Let's start with the Soul Cauldron, because I think that's the more important card to resolve here. And now we'll play Cavern of Souls, and we'll name Construct. Walking Ballista for 1. Oh no, I didn't use the uncounterable mana. Oh no. Okay, resolved anyway. Whew. We'll add 3 white. Use the Soul Cauldron on Auriok Salvagers. That could have really have been bad. After much deliberation, my ability works. My opponent tanked on that trigger for a while, so I'm not sure what they have going on here. And now we'll return the Lion's Eye Diamond. And now they're going to Otawara the Soul Cauldron. In response, I'll make more white mana. And I'll return the other Lion's Eye Diamond as well. We'll replay the Soul Cauldron. And now I just lock them out with the Lattice. And the game's over. Minus Karn. Get the Mycosynth Lattice. We'll play it. And our opponent will no longer be able to play Magic the Gathering with us. 3-2 after that awful start. So I thought this deck was actually a lot of fun. It's pretty sweet. Obviously, it's not very good against Mississippi River. And the second match we lost to... I honestly can't remember right now. I'm sorry. Let's cheat and look at who it was. Sumerian. They were on... All right, I give up. I can't remember. I could cheat and look right now, but I'm not going to. Yeah, I thought the deck was great. I don't have any feedback for the creator of this list. They top 4 to challenge recently, and I thought that the list looked pretty good. I understand the Rustveil Bridge. I don't have to like it, but I understand it. I do think that the sideboard might be a little bit weak to combo, like just Leyline of the Void and Containment Priest. Both of these cards hit Reanimator, but against like Doomsday or Storm or anything like that, these cards likely aren't enough, but maybe you don't need anything for those matchups. Maybe they're just fine enough. But that's all I've got for today. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And as always, have a great day. Keep storming. If you enjoyed today's video, you might also like the Eternal Glory podcast featuring myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Bosch and Roll, Brian Cobal, Anthraven U, Phil Gallagher, as we discuss legacy concepts, theories, strategies, and so much more. We're available on all major podcast platforms, as well as YouTube. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.